My name is Dr. Taddy Blecher. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Maharishi Invincibility Institute. I'm an actuary by background, but in my mid-20s, rather than immigrating, decided to go into the townships and make a difference in education. And we ended up starting the first free higher education institutions in South Africa. Have been doing that for the last 25 years. The Maharishi Invincibility Institute started in 2007 on the 18th of June. And what's very exciting is we started just renting a small auditorium where only 100 students could sit in that new building where we just did the launch of the Maharishi Next Up Institute of Technology. And we were renting that for a nominal amount every month. And what's very exciting is we just bought that building on the 26th of November last year, the entire building. So it's a 10-story building that will be dedicated towards technology education into jobs. The Maharishi Invincibility Institute has got many different academies where we focus on really cutting-edge skills, areas where there are great jobs available in the market. We do what we call demand-driven education, where we work with large employers and large corporates to train young people, unemployed young people, to get them into these quality jobs. So that's a little bit about what we do. And the Maharishi Invincibility Institute has now trained over 25,595 unemployed youth. We've placed over 22,000 of those youth into quality jobs, and we've had a 95% job placement rate over nearly 2 decades now.
Yes. What does the next 5-10 years look like for the Institute, say, in terms of the numbers, and also what is your ask to business in terms of scaling this work?
Okay.
I mean, we can think also about spreading to other cities. Is there
right.
expansion model in place?
Okay, that's a great question. So the next 5 to 10 years, firstly, we hope to create this education town, fully fledged education town in the Joburg CBD. Our dream and hope is that eventually this could become the largest or most well-known education cluster in the whole of Africa, that students come from all across South Africa here for education, as well as all across the continent, and eventually to have 150 to 200,000 students here in the Joburg CBD, as well as with Wits and UJ, within basically a 5 square mile to get to 150 to 200,000 students. How business plays a critical role is both as an employer, as well as a setter of trends of what we should be teaching. So this comes to the demand-driven education aspect, and also as a funder. And so business plays a huge role in everything we do. So for example, the Maharishi Next Up Institute of Technology, which is like our applied MIT for South Africa, but to set up a world-class tech center in Joburg CBD. We're doing that together with companies like Altron and PricewaterhouseCoopers and ABSA and IBM and PwC and a range of top tech companies, banks, other businesses, Workday. There's a list of companies we're working with. And then by them working with us, we can train youth who can then become specialists who can then go work in those companies. So business plays a very, very important role. So the next 5 years, you watch, Joburg will be the safest city in the whole of South Africa and the safest city in the whole of Africa. It's going to be famous in this country and across the world for its achievements. It's going to be a world-class education town. We're going to see thousands and thousands of young people coming into the city every day for their education to become successful. We're also going to see many, many more of those young people starting their own businesses, attracting other small businesses to come in. And we're going to start to see Joburg CBD filling up again. Whereas there was a big brain drain, people left to go to Rosebank and Sandton, Midrand, Pretoria. We're going to start to see a lot of skills being grown in the city, a lot of businesses growing in the city. And Joburg is going to be absolutely the place to be. And so we're very excited for what's coming here. In terms of our expansion plans, we already are building a beautiful campus in Durban, in an area called Tongaat, the Maidstone Golf Course. We own that golf course within the Institute. It was bought for us by one of our funders, and we're building a world-class campus there. and also a high school and also a preschool. So it's quite close to KwaMashu, Phoenix, Verulam, etc. And that's KZN. We also have a nature reserve-based campus outside Bronkhorstspruit, where we're building really an incredible eco-campus out there that will be sustainable, off-grid, learning about climate change, biodiversity, the green industries. It's a place where all of our students get to go for leadership training, for personal development, etc. So that's a giant campus with 5,000 animals, and it's about 1,700 hectares. Then we're also building a campus in southern Zimbabwe in a place called Vishavani. It's a mining town. We're building a mining academy, also going into other related artisan skills, technology skills, automotive skills, etc. there in southern Zimbabwe. Then we also are located in 3 places near the Kruger National Park in Mpumalanga, so where we are in 3 locations in Bushbuck Ridge. And then we also have some other programs in other places like Stellenbosch. We have a training institute, and then we have the Digital Youth ICT Academy in downtown Joburg, but they're moving into the Maharishi Next Up Institute of Technology. So we are growing. We're getting a lot of requests to go to places like Botswana, Malawi, Mauritius, etc. But we want to do everything slowly and properly, so we won't do it too quickly.
Yes, I know. Congratulations. That is really amazing work. Talk to us also about your partnerships with the city, with local government, and some of the public-private partnerships you've cultivated, even locally and abroad as well.
Wonderful. So we do everything through partnerships, Nhlalo, and basically that's our whole model, is shared value or win-win. So how do you create a partnership, even if you're a little non-profit organization, how do you create a partnership with a giant organization like Anglo American that still can add value to Anglo American while it can add a lot of value to our work to educate unemployed youth? So I'm going to use Anglo American as a great ideal partnership, because this very building that we're sitting in was donated by Anglo American. It's a 43,000 square meter building. This is their 45 Main Street. It was part of their main head office campus when they were still in Joburg CBD. Now Anglo moved to Rosebank, but Anglo's given us that white building out the window there, which is 9 and Temi Paliso. That's an 11,000 square meter building. And this building, 45 Main, that is a 43,000 square meter building. So Anglo has changed the game forever by donating these buildings perpetually for the youth of our city. Anglo has changed the whole future of life for people in all of our townships, our communities, and the inner city by such a generous gift. Anglo actually gave us this building for R2.30. The real value of the building is 230 million rand, so Anglo donated it for 1/1,000,000th of the real value. But at the same time, there are many, many stakeholders that we work with, so companies locally, internationally, individuals locally and internationally, many employers that we work with, and working with government to ultimately, and most of that work with government comes through the Jozi My Jozi platform. So I'm sure you're aware of Jozi My Jozi. It's an incredible initiative where many different top companies work together, even if they're competitors, to save the future of Jozi, to build this world-class African city that we all want to see and believe in beyond just rhetoric and words. And so we work very closely in Jozi My Jozi with Anglo, Standard Bank, ABSA, Wits University, Nando's, IQ Business Group, the Maharishi Invincibility Institute. We're all working together to really enhance the city. And Jozi My Jozi does work very, very closely with the municipality. And we do everything we can to bring the municipality along with us. But the idea is we're just going to run, we're going to move as fast as possible, and everyone that comes along for the journey, it's we're going to build this great city together. So we're inclusive, we're open to everybody.
Yes, and you speak also of the self-sustaining model and the whole human development. care to just expound on those concepts?
Great. Nkalo, when we talk about a sustainable model, we mean sustainability on 3 levels. It must be financially sustainable, it must be environmentally sustainable, and it must be sustainable from a human point of view. And in all of those areas, Maharishi Invincibility Institute is working to excel. From a sustainable financial point of view, we have started up 23 different income streams in this organization. So even though we don't get any money from government yet, and our students only pay 200 Rand a month at the college level, and at the high school they don't even pay 1 cent, and they're getting a world-leading education here, we are actually more than 70% self-funding because we generate a lot of our own income through our own businesses, through a lot of innovations, through really managing costs, etc. Then in terms of environmental sustainability, we've put a lot of solar up on the roofs. We're doing sustainable water practices, water filtration, etc. So we really, and like our campus in the nature reserve, we make our own bricks in a way that doesn't harm the environment, that doesn't do coal firing. It's completely eco-friendly, green, off-the-grid, sustainable, water is off the grid, etc. In terms of people sustainability, that is our real secret sauce. We use something called consciousness-based education, where every single day we start the day with meditation, we end the day with meditation. We make sure that every single day, and every staff member, every student's day, there's time for rest, there's time for activities that bring well-being, healthy food, lots of sports. We're setting up world-class sports facilities in this precinct, doing the same in Durban, same at the Nature Reserve campus, same in Zimbabwe. Everywhere we believe in a lifestyle type campus where there's a co-location of services. We've got a preschool so that if a young mother, say from Orange Farm, has got 2 little children, she can put her kids in a world-class preschool while she's studying at college level, university level. Maybe she's going to become a cybersecurity specialist, an insurance specialist, an investment banker. Her children are safe. They're going to learn to be fully fluent reading by the time they finish preschool. So by the time they're 6 years old, they'll be fully reading for meaning, able to do math. By the time they'll go into grade 1, they'll be amongst the top in their class, whichever school they go to. That's what we talk about human sustainability. All students and staff get free lunch every day. Nobody ever goes to class hungry. Students get all their books, all their materials, files for every subject. So we care a lot about human well-being. That is the core and center of everything we do, a student-centered approach, caring deeply for staff. Then in terms of you were asking about that was the sustainability side, and then I think, what was your second question, Nkalo? Or was it about the holistic side of what we do? I've covered that as well in the first question. So it's an extremely holistic approach to education. We call this consciousness-based education. When I first discovered this methodology, it completely changed my life. I was a student at WITS studying actuarial science, which is meant to be the most difficult career you can do in the world. You have to write, in those days, you had to write all these very difficult international exams that only had a 15 to 40% pass rate globally. So even if you got 90% for those exams, you could still fail. If you were not in the top 15%, you could fail. So very, very few people around the world become actuaries. Even in South Africa today, like more than 30 years after I became an actuary, we still only have just over 1,000 actuaries in this country. There's very, very few people. I was doing my 3rd year at WITS. I failed it. I redid it. Again, just failed, but WITS pushed me through. And then later on, I started writing these international exams. I failed them like the first year. And then I learned about this consciousness-based education approach. I learned to meditate. I started to incorporate some of these practices in how I learned and so on. And I ended up becoming the fastest qualifying actuary in South Africa. And I was the top performing student in honors across all 5 universities in South Africa doing actuarial science. And I won the Liberty Life Gold Medal for the top student in the country. So it got me very interested in this idea of human potential development, and learning and realizing that every one of us as a human being, we can achieve more. Every one of us can be at this level, or we can be at that level. And so I've devoted my life purpose to helping young people develop their full potential. And so they can have a much better life, like a blessed life, the life of their dreams that they could never have had just from their normal conventional education. So that's the approach we use here.
Yes, just to conclude, Doc, just also to go over your urban renewal strategy.
Yes.
Yes, going forward, maybe also to inspire even more partners to join
Brilliant.
this wonderful program.
Thank you. In terms of urban renewal, we realized some time ago that education could be a powerful force for urban renewal. And there are places around the world, like in Harlem, in California, actually anywhere in the world where you see a successful education town that is outwardly facing. It's not only about the university and the educational institutions internally focused, but also where they play a role in uplifting the city around them. It's a game changer. So we've done a ton of analysis on that. But if you think of places like Oxford University in England, Cambridge University, these are just world-class environments that generate hundreds of billions of rand every year for their economy. They create enormous return on investment for every rand, pound, dollar you invest in those institutions. You find 11, 20, 100 X coming back as a return on investment, etc. So we realized that Joburg was going to die if just all the big corporates have left, and if we were going to have this vacuum that gets filled up with grime and decay and crime and hijacked buildings, etc., etc. But if we could create a vibrant educational town with tens of thousands of youth on the streets. Youth are forward-looking, they're optimistic, they're creating things, they're highly innovative, they're developing intellectual property, we're building businesses, all that kind of thing. We will start to turn around the fortunes of the city. So we see the future of Joburg as the education capital of Africa and South Africa. We see Joburg CBD as the trading capital of Africa, that this will be a place that tens of billions of rands of trade will take place every single day in the Joburg CBD. And corporates will come back over time as they find the value, as they're looking for skills, as they're wanting to develop skills, as they're looking for innovation, etc. So nothing can be done alone, and that's why Jozi My Jozi is such an integral partner in all of this, bringing together private sector, educational institutions, civil society and government, and creating a precinct and a place where you can have offices, you can have education, you can have sports, you can have arts and culture, you can have restaurants, you can have opera and ballet and everything else that creates a world-class city. That is what Joburg is becoming. So watch the space. If you're not living in Joburg, rethink it and buy now while things are still cheaper.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Nhlalo. Thanks a lot.